Hey, welcome to So Awkward. It's me, Don, and I'm driving home after just seeing the movie Dumb and Dumber 2. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's your own fault. Don't come crying to us about it. And you're right. That's a fair point. It is my fault. I just wanted to see a movie that would make me laugh. I just wanted to see the sequel to one of my all-time favorite movies in my top 10, top 15 at least, funniest movies I've ever seen. Dumb and Dumber. So I went in with some pretty high expectations, but I think they were realistic expectations. I didn't expect anything as funny as Dumb and Dumber. I expected something funnier than Dumb and Dumberer, and I can't answer that because I never saw that movie, the prequel to Dumb and Dumber, because it didn't have Jeff Daniels or Jim Carrey in it, so why would I see it? This one has Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey in it, which is why I saw it. And I laughed. Which, if you're reviewing a comedy, which is pointless to do, especially a comedy like this, really all you need to say is I laughed. It was funny. Was it as brilliantly, uproariously, as pee in your pants funny as the first Dumb and Dumber? No. But nothing could be. In my opinion, Jim Carrey, who a lot of people hate, which I don't understand, as one of the funniest people in film and TV history. Brilliantly funny. Always funny, in my opinion. And here, he's the kind of guy, you put a camera on Jim Carrey and you're going to laugh. At least I'm going to laugh, because he's going to do something funny. You put him on camera next to Jeff Daniels, it's going to be brilliantly funny. This movie wasn't brilliantly funny. I'm not going to say that. It was very funny because of these two actors are so good and so charming and so funny and so 100% going for the laugh. But unfortunately, the Farrelly brothers aren't great directors, in my opinion. They're not brilliant writers, although they've made a handful of really funny movies, mostly because they work with people like Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. I think if this movie had a script and a tighter direction, it would have been brilliant, but as it is, it's still really funny because it's Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey being funny. They didn't have a whole lot to do, is what I'm saying. But what little they had to do, they made funny. I mean, the Farrelly brothers are good writers in that they come up with funny situations, or at least horrible situations, like having Jim Carrey's character go into an old lady's room in a nursing home and having him accidentally be coerced into sticking his fingers into her vagina. Now, do you find that funny? Which I think is even in the trailer. If you find that funny, then you'll find this movie funny, because it's full of things like that. And I'm home. I thought it would be funny if I recorded while I was driving. It turned out just to be obnoxious and dangerous. Don't try this at home, folks. Rob Riggle was in it, in a supporting role. He's another guy who's always funny. He played a dual role, twin brothers. The actress who played Andrea on The Walking Dead was in it. It was nice to see her again. Especially, it's nice to see her in makeup with her hair done and in nice clothes. Beautiful woman, very good actress. But like most women in a Farrelly Brothers movie, she had nothing to do. The Farrelly Brothers, judging from their oeuvre, they don't seem to care about women at all, except as plot points. I mean, yeah, there's something about Mary, but I think they got really lucky in the casting of Cameron Diaz. I think they cast her because she's gorgeous and she's believable as the kind of woman that every man who meets would fall in love with. And I think they just kind of got lucky in that she's also really funny and a really good actress. But I can't think of a single other actress in a Farrelly Brothers movie who had anything to do or was the least bit memorable. And not because they did anything wrong, just because the Farrelly Brothers don't care about them. Not a whole lot else to say about this movie other than that I liked it. I laughed. but I never had tears pouring out of my eyes, and I never peed my pants, and I never was in danger of falling out of my seat. It was a pleasant movie, and it had a lot of really good scenes and some good performances from the two leads, which was as expected. But I can't give it 2 thumbs up, but I will definitely give it 1 thumbs up, especially to fans of the original film and fans of the 2 actors, and anybody who really looked at the trailer and thought to themselves, that looks funny. And if you looked at the trailer and thought to yourself, that doesn't look funny, don't go see this movie, because you will hate it. Over the ending credits, they had the credits rolling, and they had a song playing, so it was all silent clips from... They had like a box that showed a clip from the first Dumb and Dumber 20 years ago, and then a box below it showing clips from this new movie, just as a comparison of 20 years later, or however long it was. And even without sound, the clips from the original film were funny, and the clips from the second one were just clips from a movie. Perhaps it was because of nostalgia, that seeing images from the original Dumb and Dumber, like Jeff Daniels having diarrhea after eating all of the X-Lax, or the 2 of them wearing their tuxedos, the orange and blue tuxedos, or whatever they were, or seeing Seabass in the restaurant, the guy who tried to murder him. So maybe it was just nostalgia that made those things funny, but also I think they were just iconic moments from a brilliantly funny film. And while this movie was funny, and I give it a thumbs up, I will say that 20 years from now, people aren't going to be thinking about scenes from this movie. They're going to be thinking about scenes from the original Dumb and Dumber 40 years ago, which is fine. I don't think this movie was meant to replace Dumb and Dumber. I think it was meant to complement it and just be another fun, madcap, wacky road trip with Harry and Lloyd. And on that, it succeeds. And already, I've talked way too long about this movie, and I've already said over and over again that I thought it was funny and that you should see it if you find the trailer funny. But it's also not a great film. I can be honest about that. But I don't really need a film to be great. I just need it to make me laugh. And this one did. Don't YouTube and drive, boys and girls. I'm a professional.